Hi guys, welcome back. Scatlink here, and we are off for more of Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. In the last episode, we raced against Malon's time trial in order for her to give us a cow in true cowboy fashion, and we head over to the Lost Woods, grabbed a few more gold sculptures, completed a few areas, and we also ended up in the Forest Temple in order to save Saria from the clutches of evil. And now in this episode, we're going to start off on the Forest Temple in the very instance of this room. You don't want to be moving forward unless you're prepared, because as soon as you move forward, you're going to be fighting two Wolfos right off the bat, which are just easy to take out if you just keep on spinning. Just like what we did in that grotto in the last episode as well. But that wasn't really noteworthy. And there we go, both dead at once. That was simple enough. Okay, let's leave. I'm kidding. Because we've got to beat this area. And the birds chirping in the background. I'm really kicking this off. You want to start by grabbing up on these vines here. You don't have to be accurate, as you can see that I'm mostly climbing up on nothing. It's just a texture. You don't have to be so precise. Because what we want to do is stick around to the left here. You don't want to be climbing too far. Because imagine, as you can see right there, there was actually a gold Scottilla right there. So just chin me to the left. Okay, that'll do. Okay, now, just to refresh my memory, yes, you can hookshot this wall, so you want to be careful when you're aiming for this dude. Because sometimes this can happen. And I thought I would actually grab the token, so of course, me showing off kind of kicked me in the butt. Ugh. Why did I have to show off? I mean, I should have grabbed the token, but instead I went right past it somehow. Whatever, I'll grab it up on the way. Or you could hookshot it by targeting it and not letting go of the bloody hookshot too early, but I didn't. Anyway, first gold Scottilla of this dungeon. All the adult dungeons, basically the temples of this game, have 5 gold Scottillas each. I think on the top of my head, don't quote me on that, but I'm going to get them all anyway, because in the order of the dungeons that I'm doing them in, which is the unconventional way of doing the dungeons in order, because I'm not going to be doing them in order, which Navi will tell you. In the order of the dungeons that I'm doing them in, it pretty much guarantees you to get all the gold Scottillas in each dungeon on the first visit. Pretty much. Now, instead of trying to make this jump like an idiot, just hookshot the chest. It saves you so much hassle when trying to line up this jump, and sometimes even if you do get it right, you might either shoot it or undershoot it. So it's just better to do that, because you need to get to this chest, because it's got a small key. And boy, this dungeon is quite a dick when it comes to the small keys. Yeah, first dungeon that uses them, and the first dungeon that can actually be a dick with them. And why, I don't know why Link didn't jump there, but whatever. So now we can finally go through this door. Don't forget about that small key. It's actually a very easy one to miss. Kill you by shooting you in the mouth, or head, technically. Because we all know that the skull is actually the back of it, and the glowing red bit, which looks like its mouth, is actually its head. Do I really need to say this? You've seen Twilight Princess. If you haven't already, go watch it, because it's my first LP. And from my first LP, remember the Arbiter's Grounds? Remember that I said it ripped off about, well, pretty much half of the Forest Temple source material? Well, this is it. We've got 4 Poes, they steal the flames, and the way to the to the last bit of the dungeon is blocked off by the elevator, and they go flying off and we have to go kill them all. But this time it's a little bit more annoying. So, yeah, we're going to have to go hunting for Poes here. We're going on a ghost hunt, guys. Now, first thing that you want to do, to start off with, is ignore everything and just go straight forward. But before you go through the door straight forward, you want to go to the right and get out your hookshot. Because there's a gold Scottilla right here. Fun fact, actually, I've missed this almost every time I go through. Well, except for the recent couple of times I played the game. So, I don't know. Through my most earliest playthroughs of the game, when I was first playing it, for example. Oh, hello, buddy. A blue bubble doesn't really do anything. Unlike Majora's Mask, it doesn't paralyze you. So just once you take out its flames by blocking, and that was cheap, you just want to hit it twice with your Master Sword, if I can, because apparently that seems to be a chore. There we go. Not really much of an issue because these corridors have respawning enemies, but once you enter here, be prepared. There is a fairy in this room, so if you're going against 2 Stalfos, it's going to be an annoyance. These things are bastards. They pretty much have all the same skills that you have, but they have certain patterns. They prefer jump attacks mostly, and depending on their swipes, they could also get past your shield if you're very unlucky. If you time your jump attack terribly, they could also get you. So yeah, the most preferred way of doing damage is to either jump attack after they jump attack, or if I can get this right, when they walk into you, the spin attack's beam might actually go behind them and therefore hit them from behind their shield. Or when they jump, you could quickly hit their backs like that. There's a lot of strategies to take out these dudes, and just trying to test out something here. No, unlike most Zelda games, because I don't normally use bombs against these dudes. You have to in Link's the Past to kill them. But I'm talking about other games. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, so basically these ones aren't that weak against bombs, and I can't believe we both missed with jump attacks. That was pretty hilarious. These things do a lot of damage, as you just saw right there. It took about 2 to 3 hearts off of me. So they're pretty hard enemies at this stage in the game. But don't worry, this isn't like the last we'll see of them. No, hell no. They are everywhere. Stabby, stabby. Okay, come on. Oh, as you saw there, I was blocking, but he got my head. So even while blocking with your shield, you can still get hit. Even when you're facing directly at them, they can go over, under, or behind your shield, and that can really screw you over. And I know I did kind of terrible in that fight, especially when I'm actually going to be doing the Urban Challenge later on, but I had to explain everything, and that kind of dampens your concentration. But there's a fairy in this room anyway, so it's not big of a deal, and you need to be in this room anyway, so you can't avoid it, because once again, it gives you a small key. Bloody hell, I've got a motor mouth today, haven't I? Hui, I'm actually knackering myself out by all this commentary already. I think this is the long time it's been a long time on my channel since I've had to rapidly talk about stuff just to keep up with my actual gameplay, because, you know, it's hard to play a game while trying to concentrate and trying to commentate on everything at once when you've got such a limited time to do it, because I could be talking about... It's happened so many times on my channel that I've been trying to talk about stuff that's going on, that I'm playing and stuff, and it's just... I'm going too fast for myself, and then I have to stop for 10 seconds to explain. But so far, I've been going pretty well. I think the last time I had to actually do that with a motor mouth is either one of the Metroid Other M videos or Pikmin. And I believe it's Pikmin, even though that the challenge mode videos don't count, because there wasn't much to talk about. It was just me trying to get a good score, and hello, buddy, I'm going to stab you in the face. And then cut your stem. Okay, I didn't cut your stem. Whatever. Give me some nuts. Get some nuts. It's stickers. Come on, buddy. You stink. You're dead. Wow. I love that noise. Wow. It's like when they die, they just go wow, and then they just poof out of existence. But yeah, we've got like empty outside courtyards around here, which is actually kind of nice, and the sky does change depending if it's day or night, but regardless, gold squirters will still appear in the dungeon, of course, because it's a dungeon. And you want to be careful with this wall, because there are skull wall tillers along it, but you cannot kill the last one because it's out of range of your hook shot, and that's the only long range item that you have at this point. So the best strategy is to kill the first two, hook shot halfway up the wall, and then continue walking, continue climbing until they see you. But oh yeah, here's a little trick that Super Linkario told me recently, because I've never known this. As you saw there, if I try to move and they see you, just stop moving and they will ignore you. Pretty clever. So if you ever see them about to go for you, just stop motionless and they won't go for you. I never knew that in all of my times of playing this game, but Super Linkario gave me that tip and I'm like surprised, so I get to share the knowledge. Okay, kill you because you're a douche. Always getting cheap hits, and how do I miss every hit? You know what, just stab you with this. Okay, paralyzed, that do. Sorted. So yeah, this dungeon is kind of non-linear because you can go forward, but if you go forward too much without grabbing enough small keys, you're going to have to backtrack, so if you follow the path I'm taking, I kind of change it up every time I play the game. I don't go through these rooms in the exact order all the time. I mean, sometimes I forget an odd key or two, but I'm going to make sure that I don't. Anyway, we've got the map right there, so that's always good. You want to go through the door that you didn't go through, because you want to be up here, because otherwise you're going to miss a small key that's actually quite elusive. And I don't need to worry about you, because even though you can hookshot this wall, obviously there's a hookshot target over there that you just want to focus on, to be honest. And how come I didn't hit that? I must be just a little tad too far. Seriously, the original hookshot has crap distance. Even Wind Waker's hookshot range is better. Anyway, step on this red switch here, or burgundy switch, and it drains a well in this part of the courtyard room. If you haven't realised already, we're in the courtyard door from the main room that we couldn't get into because the door, well, the room that we're in right now is blocked by a door that has an eye switch, and we can't activate eye switches with the hookshot. So that's another thing. We've got to take a flying leap here, but what I like to do is just jump in this general direction so you land in the water and away from all enemies, because that thing can punch you. And obviously there's an Octorok right behind me that's trying to take pot shots, but it's completely failing. And yes, there is a gold Scatlink around here, but I think it's up here. Yep, there it is, and obviously this bloody thing won't reach. See, it can't even hit the wall in front of me. It's just that useless. But if you hookshot this chest at a correct angle, there we go. Get up here, open this chest, it's only a heart. See how well I know this game. But at least we can get this gold Scatlink now. Oh, buddy, I see you. But I'm not going to be able to kill him effectively, so I don't want to be in the way of his shot. Ooh. Okay, this is going to be annoying. Yeah, I thought I'll shoot that first. Oh, hey! I got him. I didn't think I could reach him, but I did. That was kind of a risky way of doing it. Okay, give me that token. Om nom 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 tokens. Okay, so that's 3 gold Scatlings in this dungeon. I've already cleared out half of them. And once again, Link didn't jump. What's going on here? I'm pressing fully forward with the analog stick. I know it's not exact. The 64 analog stick isn't exactly the best, but it gets the job done. It's just not working for me at the moment. If you don't want to take a complete plummet, there is a ladder here, but I'm just going to land because I'm hardcore and I can take the damage because there's hearts down here. And it's very misty down here as well. Which, personally, I don't really get. I mean, it's just a corridor. There's not really much to mask. But you do need to come down here after draining the water because, once again, it contains a small key. But now, at this point in the game, well, in this point in the dungeon, you should have all the small keys that you need. If you don't, just check the other rooms that I've already been through and you might have missed a chest or something. Obviously, the area above us had loads. That's why there was a lot of stuff black and missing there for a second. I'm surprised I never actually noticed that until just now. Okay, there we go. I'm facing the right way. I just wanted to make sure. Stab you in the face. And wow. I hate it when I'm trying to slash him and I get hit at the same time that I do damage. I mean, sometimes it's cool, like what happened with that Octorok. I mean, I didn't think I could hit him with the hookshot at that range, but I just barely made it. And I was pretty good on hitting his ammo while doing that as well. So yeah, we've pretty much come full circle. Like I said, we couldn't go into this room directly because, well, the door's locked and it requires you to hit that eye switch. And like I said, you can't hit it with the hookshot. I'm just going to reiterate that right now. As you can see. And obviously we don't have anything similar to a slingshot at this point, so that's kind of useless. But now we're finally able to actually progress through. I mean, you could have done this earlier on, but then you would have to backtrack for the keys, like I said. So it's probably a good idea to not do that. Okay, get out of my way. Opening the door. And here comes one of the most slowest, but also most memorable puzzles in the game. Which, well, it's not that hard. I mean, it's actually one of the easiest puzzles ever, but it just takes a while because of the speed that you have to do it in. Kind of forced to do it at a very slow speed, which kind of sucks. What are you going to do? It's also a very complicated looking room. It spans multiple floors. Anyway, if we come through here, Navi will obviously point out, hey, there are arrows painted on the floor! Oh, really? I never noticed, Navi. So, yeah, we've got massive blocks to pull, and we just got to pretty much push them into the direction of the arrows. It's not rocket science. I mean, it's blocks. It's Tetris for crying out loud. Stop rolling. Because it always says grab when you're standing next to it and climb. That's a really annoying thing, and it happens in almost every Zelda game. I mean, I guess they had to do it for one thing, because it's an interactable object. If you just walk into it, you could easily just climb it, but you may want to grab it. I don't know. Anyway, want to make our way around, bring it around town, and then we want to push it forward a bit more. and it should land into a little hole so that we'll be able to actually climb the block, because you realised while walking into the block we can't climb it, and now we can because it's just at our level. But we don't want to do that just yet. Instead we want to go back to where the block originally was to find this ladder, and you want to climb it, of course. Nah, we want to take it to the butcher's shop. It's not meat. What am I saying at this point? I have no clue. I'm just going random now. You want to come back here later, just for 100% completion's sake, because there's an eye switch here. If you're not interested in opening every insignificant little chest, don't bother. But you still need to come around this way anyway in order to get through this room, because you've got to push this block all the way to the end of the corridor here. And the reason why you want to come here first in order to do is just to save time, because otherwise if you went up the block and then saw this block, then you have to move all the way down to the corridor. You're going to have to make your way back around in order to do it again anyway, so just saves time in the long run. If you just jump down here, you should be back into this level, so you can come around here. It's faster than trying to get back to the ladder and drop down the side of it. Hey, it's what I do. Don't judge me. And now I've run out of things to say, because this has taken a while, because it takes forever to push blocks. And now we can progress. In the Master Quest version of this dungeon, it's actually pretty helpful to have Four Eyes Wind, because it gets really confusing at this part. Like, right here, but there's nothing right here for us, well, in the original at the moment, well, to be perfectly honest, so we're just going to have to keep ascending. I don't know why they didn't make, like, another block puzzle. Maybe they just thought, it's complicated enough. We've got two more bubbles around here that I don't really want to touch me. There's a different coloured eye switch, which is the first we've seen, and holy moly, has someone tilted my cartridge, or am I just high? But nope. As Navi will tell you, this corridor was all twisted, which I just noticed. Thank you once again, Navi, for being useless. But here's where she becomes useful once you reach the end of this twisted corridor of psychedelic proportions. Watch for the shadows of monsters that hang from the ceiling. Basically, what she means by that is there are floor masters around this area. There's the boss key. The chests are contained in special chests. But if you stand around long enough in these areas, you can see that there is a shadow forming. If I get out of the way just in time, it didn't seem to happen. Let me try that again, because I actually need to show this off, because I probably won't otherwise. If you stand around long enough when Navi tells you this warning, a shadow will appear, and if you dodge it, Floormaster will appear, and you want to kill him. Because he gives you actually quite a ton of money, and he won't appear again in the room for quite a while. And wow, he actually dropped quite a lot of money there. And obviously, if he lands on you, he's going to take you to the beginning of the bloody dungeon, and that's very annoying and awkward. So you don't want that to happen. But if you take him out, he won't respawn until you leave the room. And that's where you would have had to... Well, if you didn't get the third key, you would have been like, oh, where's the final key? Where did I miss a key? And you would have had to backtrack at this point. God, that gave me so much trouble when I was young. Anyway, ignore the pictures of a Poe for now, because... we see 3 portraits coming down here, but we can't really do anything with them yet. But if you come over here, we notice something. This is the same torch we saw at the entrance to the temple, isn't it? That's a clue. So, once we get a certain item, we want to come back here, just letting you know. And by letting you know, I mean we're about to get it right now. Now, how does this make sense? He can walk over the hole, and guess what? This battle against this Stalfos is right above the room where we fought 2 Stalfos. And obviously there's a platform floating above, which will probably fill up the hole. But no, just because he can walk over the hole doesn't mean you can. If you fall through the hole, you're going to have to make your way all the way back up to this room. I know, very awkward and annoying, but it happens. And I'm trying to get the jump on... there we go. But that's not the end. You've got 2 more! And the difference is with these 2... is that you can't just take your time with killing one of them. You can take your time killing the first one, but once you kill the first one, his corpse will not disappear. As you'll see once I actually do enough damage to this douche. I'm just going to try another bomb, just see if I get lucky. Hey, you can hit them with bombs if you lure them into them. I guess it works if you force it on the scenario, but whatever. It's not exactly the most effective means of doing damage to them, because apparently the sword is much more mightier than the bomb. And that worked out well, but as you can see here, he didn't burst into flames, his corpse is still there. So if we do not take out the actual mob spawn, which is pretty much both of them, the other one will regenerate. So you gotta take them out quickly. And I'm not having much luck because this dude's blocking a lot. Okay. Come on, get through, get through. No, I'm not having this. There we go, I did it just in time. Because if I took, like, maybe, what, 1 or 2 seconds longer, the other one might have regenerated. Hui! And I actually did better on that round. Didn't take us nearly as much damage as I did last time, but I think no, I didn't smash all the pots, so I can get my health back. Cool. So, smashy, smashy. There we go. Okay, now, what's in this big chest? Is it the compass? Is it something? Who knows? Let's have a look. You got the adult equivalent of the fairy slingshot. It's the fairy bow. You can set it on the select item subscreen to NEC button. Press C to take it out and hold it. As you hold down, you can aim with C. It's pretty much the exact same controls as the slingshot, so why am I reading this? It's pretty much just like I said, it's just the adult version of the slingshot. But it's connected to 3 other item slots, which will be used at a later point in the game, don't worry. I'm going to replace my hookshot for now, and of course we get our first quiver that holds 30 arrows. It's not linked to a Deco C bag at all, so we're going to have to grab 2 separate upgrades for it. Joy. But that does mean we can now do the shooting gallery at Kakariko Village when we next go there. Now, before we go any further, remember those portraits that we saw? Well, there's a torch in this room that looks exactly the same as the ones that were in the, Actually, am I in the right side? Or have I gone forward? I've gone the wrong way. That's a mistake I always do. What's the matter with me? I mean, obviously I've got to come to this room anyway and do the puzzle, but you know. Because both these rooms are pretty much symmetrical. Anyway, with the rooms with the portraits, you need to shoot them in order to get the Poe out, and then you have to defeat the Poe. Oh, stop laughing at me. But the problem is you can't just stand right in front of it. You actually got to use the bow's long range to help you. So, you see the portrait up there, shoot it! He was right behind me. Or she was right behind me because they're the Poe sisters. That was a shot. And obviously it can't go to any other portrait, so we can just point blank shoot it. Now, the room below is where we're going to have to duke it out. But once again, you don't want to target Poes, because, like Navi said earlier on, they disappear, they're just special Poes. Oh god. What? How did I not hit her? I mean, obviously you can hit them with your sword. Every time you hit these ones, though, they'll go invisible for like a set period of time. But obviously the best weapon to use is definitely your bow, because obviously it's long range, it's lightning fast, and it does a lot of damage to them. But there is a trick that I like to use, and it involves the hook shot. So obviously you need the bow to get them out, but I normally take them out with the hook shot because it's a lot more fun. I mean, if I'm at the right range, check this out. Every time you hit, it draws it to you, and if you can rapid spam your hook shot, you can pretty much get consecutive hits, like this. Oh god, that didn't work. I didn't mean to target, but it just seemed to help at that point. So once she appears again, I'm going to try it. Because every time you hit her, she gets drawn, and if she stays in front of you, you can do multiple hits, which you wouldn't be able to do with any other weapon, technically. Oh god. If you would stop spinning for 10 seconds... Okay, she's dead, never mind. But as you saw there, she went straight forward. And if I hit the hookshot button again, I would have been able to hit her again and again and again. Because I'm bringing her closer to me, and therefore I'm minimizing the time it takes for me to hit her the next time. So the hookshot's a very good, but very complicated way of dealing massive damage. But if you just want to do it the normal way, use arrows. And if you prefer the sword, you can use that as well. But anyway, yeah, another small key. So... we've got that portrait on the other side of the the opposite side of the room right here, but we don't want to go back to that yet. What we want to do is go back to that silver eye switch. Because, well, it's different from the gold ones that we've been seeing throughout the game so far. Because obviously gold ones are switches, but what do the silver ones do? Who the hell knows? So we want to go back there. And I just remembered I actually need to re-equip my toe, because otherwise we can't actually do it. Aha! I'm tripping away because I am dizzy and high on crack and acid. I don't know. Speaking of which, what do these things mean if I'm high on acid? They're my conscience? They're my demons? I have no clue. This place is weird. It's got very weird music as well. I don't think I should have mentioned that well earlier on while in this dungeon, but yeah, this place has very weird music and I don't even know what it's supposed to be. Maybe it's the spirits of the forest temple or something, but I have no clue, to be honest. Anyway, I know this isn't the ice switch, but I just want to get it done out of the way now because it's just here. And that's the reason why you may not want to get this. It's just a bundle of arrows, which I didn't need. And how did I mess up that jump? God damn it. And leave me alone, you stupid bubble. I'll meet you guys back up there because I fell. And I'm back. Can't believe I messed up on that jump. How did I mess up on that jump? It looked like I made it. But anyway, I just want to take out these guys quickly before they pee me off. And why am I wasting my time blocking them? I should just shoot them out of the air. Stop jumping! Stop jumping! Oh my god, I've missed every shot. 7, 8, it's probably more than 8. I had max arrows, so I've actually missed 9 shots. Oh, come on. Seriously, this is ridiculous. Hit the bloody douche. Hit the skull! Thank you. God, it's like a reverse of the kill the bat. Okay, I just want to shoot you out of the air. Yeah, that worked. Didn't kill you, though, of course. I'm just going to come up here and whack you in the face! Yeah, sorted. Right, now they're out of the bloody way, and I've wasted half my arrows, so that chest could be helpful now. Ugh. Which made me cut in the first place anyway. Hitting this ice switch, which only happens in this dungeon, untwists the corridor. But what does that do? Well, instead of weirdly defying gravity and messing up the laws of physics, we can actually walk straight forward and walk into the room like we usually could. But this also means the doorway is still there, but the alcove to the doorway is now leading to the room below. But not only that, where's our compass? We haven't got that yet. We'll get that soon. But in this chest, we have... Why am I building up suspense? I already told you this. It's the boss key, because it's a decorated chest, and we all know that decorated chests pretty much have the boss key or some equivalent. No, you're not getting me today, Ballmaster. And another one of these two. No, well, another one of these two. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. 2 more of these bubbles that we're going to have to kill in order to get out of this freaking room. And because he was in the way, I'll rather smack him in the face. And you know what? Spin! Didn't work. Maybe it's the way I'm holding the controller while playing it on my lap. Because I normally lie down while playing this game because, you know, my TV! But I'm recording, so that can't be done. I have to sit up in a chair. And now, if you really want to... Actually, I'm trying to remember. If you really want to, you can go out there and get the hearts. But if you fall down, you're going to have to make your way all the way back up here again. Which is not a good idea, but then again, if you have Forays Wind, of course it'll warp you to the entrance of the last entrance you took into a certain room. So, obviously I entered the room from up here, so if I used it and I fell down, I'll be walked back up here. Just saying. So it can actually be really helpful when you mess up on a jump and you've ended up in another room, and you want to go back there very quickly and don't backtrack. But now, we've got something different. Instead of a wall master, this is a floor master. Wall masters, like I said, take you out of the room, but these ones actually stay on the floor. Once you kill them, and after they charge at you glowing green, you want to take all 3 of them out, which is most recommended to do a powerful spin attack like that. They all drop magic, so that's really helpful, so don't worry about wasting magic on a spin attack, even though it doesn't use a lot of magic anyway. And, lo and behold, you're probably going to get another small key. This dungeon loves small keys. I have no clue why. It's like the first dungeon you have that uses small keys, and yet it gives you so many. It's ridiculous. And that's why it gets really annoying to navigate this dungeon. It is literally a crazy field. And as you can see, we're pretty much led back here, but we've got another 2 small keys, and that's what we had to go for. And now we're pretty much going to have to go back to the room where, well, you know. So, And I'm forget. Yeah. So in the next episode, guys, we will go back to the room where we got the bow and continue on from there, because that's pretty much where our next Poe sister is. I'm just exiting the room so I don't get hit. See you guys next time.